Did you know that you can change how much Cuff interacts with Frey in the settings? He talks too much? Turn the frequency down. Want him to talk more? Turn the frequency up. So Forspoken is dropping in less than a week, and there have been a few changes to the demo that I want to talk about, along with what you can expect in a full release. The first thing I want to talk about is that there is now a way to customize button mapping on the PS5. This was a huge issue in a demo before because many people, including myself, felt it was weird to keep pressing R2 to attack. I switched my attack from R2 to square, and this to me just feels so much more natural than before and makes the combat that much more enjoyable. However, I will note that if you switch your attack button from R2 to square or any other button, you lose the haptic feedback that is a big feature of the PS5, so take that into consideration. The second change is the lock-on feature. Before, when an enemy that you were locked onto would move off screen, which happens a lot, they would lose their lock-on after just a few seconds. With the update, they now remain locked on for a longer period of time, giving you time to adjust and adapt. This may seem minor, but trust me, it's a huge improvement, especially with those annoying birds or anything that can fly off screen quickly. It just gives you so much more time to deal with the enemies and issues and stuff like that. And as far as updates goes, that was really the only big things that they changed, along with some minor back-end stuff to the demo. I would like to note there seems to be some confusion that the demo is going to be what the final release of the game is, and I do not think that is the case. I think that they just took into consideration all the feedback that was being talked about and discussed on Twitter and Reddit and everything, and they wanted to implement that in the demo to let people know that they are listening and that more features and stuff like that will be added when the game fully releases. Now let's talk about 3 things that I think you should know about going into the game. XP and progression. How do you level up? So you're going to get XP by winning battles, but the amount of XP you get is determined by your combat grade that is located on the right side of the screen. This is similar to how Devil May Cry is if you're familiar with that franchise. But the better your grade is, the more XP you'll get, and the higher your drop rate multiplier will be. What determines your grade? Well, your grade will be determined by a few factors, such as landing perfect evasions, or by landing certain attacks and spells on enemies. It's all about how you just kind of can finesse the enemy and how well you do in the battle. You get hit less, you do more damage, you use spells that the enemies are weak to. All that stuff will give you a higher grade. A little tip if you want to level up quickly is to turn on auto evasion, so now Frey will automatically evade anything that comes at her. This is something that you may already know, but I want to bring attention to this again. You can change the graphical settings for the PS5. You want better graphics? Turn on ray tracing. 60 frames per second, performance mode, or a stable frame rate at 4K, turn on quality focus. These options seem minor, but they can make or break your experience in the world. So be sure to mess with these until you find a setting that you like the most and it fits your monitor or your preference. And finally, let's go over the story one last time real quick. Just give a brief TLDR of what the story is about and what we know so far. Frey, the protagonist of the game, is mysteriously transported from her life in New York City to the magical fantasy world of Athia, ruled by a group called the Tantas. She must use magical powers to survive with the help of her sentient bracelet, Cuff, as they discover how and what is happening. We're only a few days away from finally being able to play this game, and I'm excited to see what the story's about. Are you more of a story person, or are you just wanting to jump in and sling magic at all the enemies and just have fun in the giant sandbox of Athia? Let me know below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!